Rodney Hunt here with Andre Ward, the future champ with Goose and Tudor. Andre, today you had a good showing today. I mean, you made it look like a clinic out there.
I felt good. You know, I put in the work, and once you've done all the hard work, the training, the running, you know, the focusing, the training camp, all that stuff that you got to do to prepare, you know, you got to look at the ring, or I look at the ring like, okay, it's time for me to perform. And sometimes I don't even know what I'm going to do. You know, I got a basic game plan, but I just like to flow in there. Everything came together real good. Obviously, I made some mistakes here or there, but ultimately we got the job done, injury-free, and we're moving on to the next fight.
You know, I talked to Virgil out there, and it's like when you saw the guy was hurt, you stayed patient, you stayed poised out there, and that's a testament of a fighter, knowing when and when not to attack.
Right. That's just experience. You know, Virgil and I, we watch fights all the time, and you know, a guy will get another guy hurt and they'll go crazy. And he always tells me, listen, just go back to doing what got the guy hurt in the first place. Take your time. You got rounds. So hearing that year after year after year, when you're in that situation, you know, your recall comes back and you make sure you do what you got to do. So I was happy about that. You want to go in there, man, and just you know, let both your guns go, man, because the guy's getting ready to, you know, go, and you want the fight to be over, but you got to be patient. Even if he makes it through the next round, that you know what he took, the lingering effects will still be with him the next round. So that's just a testament to experience.
Speaking of experience, I mean, you're the last Olympic gold medalist we've had in the U.S. since Oscar. That experience, is that going to help you with Kessler?
I think so. I think everything that I've gone through, everything that I've, you know, from the amateurs, even the pros, it's going to come together and it's going to culminate and it's going to, you know, it's going to climax November 21st. And absolutely, it's definitely going to help me.
You know, some people might say it's a distraction to be able to fight at home, but it's more of a blessing to be able to fight at home.
There can be distractions. There can be distractions outside the ring. You know, you go to the press conference, more people know you, they're pulling on you, and you know, you know, it's fight week and you're in your zone, but you got to kind of, you know, take a little bit of extra time out to show the hometown fans a little bit more respect. But, you know, we showed in the Edison Miranda fight that we can handle that. It's part of the game, and, you know, I think we'll be fine.
You know, if this Super 6, I'm going to tell you, you pulled the hardest draw first, but that's a good thing. Get the hardest one out of the way first, huh?
It is what it is, man. I'm just letting God literally just order my steps and have his way with me. It's not unlike, you know, the Lord to put me in there like that in the first round. He did it to me in the national tournaments when I first turned open senior. He would give me the toughest draw. In the Olympics, I got the toughest draw right off the bat. A lot of people said, oh, man, it's over for this kid. We got through that. And it's the same thing in this tournament. So I've learned to grow with God and understand that this is the way he wanted it to be, and it's for a reason. And it's to prove to myself and also to the world that I belong. We beat Mikael Kessler. That's going to send a major statement and major shockwaves, not only through the boxing world, but through the Super 6. And that's the purpose.
You know, for those that don't know, they say God's way is not always an easy way, but as long as you do your part, then that's all that matters, right?
It's not always easy, man. And, you know, sometimes God can do more with less than he can with more. You know, so in these type of situations, when I'm the underdog, when, you know, if you look at our records, I mean, he has, you know, double the amount of fights I have, double the amount of experience. You know, he's had two-time world champion. It looks like, man, everything's stacked against me. This is when God shines the brightest.
Where are you thinking about training now?
I don't know. I'm talking about it now. You know, we trained in Vegas for the Edison Miranda fight. You know, I don't run the streets or anything like that, so the distractions in Vegas really weren't a big deal. It was actually fun because, you know, I had an outlet to go watch a lot of fights. And, you know, there's pretty much fights every week in Las Vegas. So that was a great outlet on the weekends. You know, but I wouldn't be afraid to go up to Big Bear and kind of isolate a little bit more, get that high altitude training, get to fish a little bit and change it up. So we're talking about it now, but we got 10 weeks, so we'll make a decision here pretty quickly.
Lastly, 10 weeks, what are you going to do? Take a little bit of time off to rejuvenate and everything, maybe 1 or 2 weeks, and then right back to the drawing board?
Absolutely. I'm going to take a week off, and then, you know, the next 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to do a lot of my strength training, a lot of swimming, back off the running, because we just came off of a training camp. So, you know, we got to really be sensitive here to not overdo it. And then from there, we'll go back in a full training camp, probably about, you know, 5 to 6 weeks of, you know, the basic boxing training.
Long and short is, when I talked to Virgil today, he said, I saw a poised person today who's ready for whatever comes in front of him. You feel the same way? You feel like you're at that point where you're at your best right now?
I think so. It's time. It's time. It's championship time. And, you know, once you believe you can do it, you got to go. You got to go with it. I mean, if you look at Ali, you know, right before he fought Sonny Liston, he got dropped by Doug Jones. Doug Jones was no Sonny Liston. And a lot of people said, man, if Doug Jones drops this guy, And Sonny Liston's going to kill him. But Ali knew that I'm ready. Same with Floyd Mayweather when he fought Gennaro Hernandez. This guy's a decorated champion in Gennaro. You know, hadn't lost in 15 years. Here comes this young kid with 17 fights. Floyd believed that I'm going to be the better man that night. He was the better man. Same with myself. Less experience, less credentials. I believe I'm going to be the better man, and I got a chance to prove it 10 weeks from now.